Welcome to Jobs in Tech. Welcome to the show today, Mr. Brad Anderson. What's going on in the world of tech? What's happening? What do we got going on today? Who are we talking to?
Mr. Bobby, what's going on, buddy? It's been a while. How you been?
It seems like it's been a while
It
since
has been a while.
we've been together, and
I know.
technology's been good to us. Okay, maybe not so good.
Well, yes and no.
Yeah.
Depends on your interpretation of good.
If you're a geek and
Right.
love troubleshooting and all that fun stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for today's show. So we have a guest. We have Joel on our show today. He's from Distributor Data Solutions, or DDS, better known as.
DDS.
Yeah. So Joel, welcome to the show. What we'll do is we'll kind of ask you to give a little bit of a deep dive into you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you like, your dislikes, and we can kind of go from there.
All right, sounds good. Happy to be on with you guys.
Thank you.
So myself, I'm Vice President of Operations at DDS, and we're a tech company that works with manufacturers and distributors, and we help facilitate the product content between the two, right? So you've got a manufacturer that makes the products, you got distributors that sell the products, but how does the distributor get the data that they need on an e-commerce site? Well, that's how we work together between the manufacturer and distributor to facilitate that product content. And so what I do is I work with all the different departments in our organization and just make sure things are running smoothly. I'm also, part of the strategic decision making on kind of where we go as far as new products and approaches to the industry. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
So I'm gonna put a couple questions on you and kind of put you on the hot seat right now. Tell us, what got you into technology and what keeps you in technology?
I kind of fell into it. My collegiate background is more in the finance and economics side, double majored in finance and economics.
Nice.
And then I kind of transitioned into sales, sports sales specifically. I worked for the Arizona Cardinals for a little bit.
Nice.
Worked in the AFL Arena Football League for a while. And then I moved to Utah, and Utah is the, Silicon Slopes, and they've got a lot of tech environments there. So I kind of fell into it here and been loving it ever since.
That's awesome.
So how long have you been with DDS?
It's been about 9 years, coming up in March.
Whoa,
Wow.
9 years. That's
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 awesome.
impressive in this world we live in.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you don't hear about
Usually
that
it's one or
anymore.
two and done.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. That's great. Well, cool. I always like to ask, or we like to kind of shoot off the show with how are you using, or the company is using your technology to kind of be a disruptor? How would you say that you guys are disrupting the space that you're in?
A couple things. How we process the data, we allow our customers true customization of the data. So remember, we facilitate the data back and forth, right? But most of our competitors, they kind of have this main template that they use, to get the data back and forth. We allow for more customization of that data so that, they don't have to prepare it in any crazy format for us to consume it. And so that really allows a lot of flexibility. And so that's a big disruptor as far as within the competitors we work with. And then the other thing is, we're focusing on really easy to use tools that we offer our customers, self-serve options to allow them to work with the data themselves. And it's kind of interesting. So a quick story. So we had started to work with an API to create an API for distributors to access the data. And we were really happy about it and ready gung-ho about it. And then come to realize that the distributors weren't there technology-wise to be able to consume through an API. And so now we had to, kind of backtrack the technology to, get it more in line with the industry and more Excel files. But it's just kind of funny how tech works like that. You can be ahead of the curve a little bit sometimes. So anyways, yeah. And so that's kind of how we're disrupting right now.
Interesting. So how would you say the technology that you guys have is innovative? Is it just the fact that you guys are so customizable, like your clients can get whatever they need at a moment's, just get whatever they need, or help me understand that a little bit more.
Yeah, so we work. We're easy to work with, right? We have to be. We're working in a manufacturer and distributor, so we try and make things as smooth as possible. Complexity is the enemy of execution, and we aim to make things as simple as possible. So we're working with large data sets, right? We're working with a large amount of data. We need to make it very easy for both the manufacturer and distributor to understand and work with us. So we aim to keep it simple, I guess. That's how we innovate. Yep.
Well, and it sounds like you have kind of the mix of both, because you have to make sure that both parties are getting what they need to be able to get the things that you guys need. So
Right.
you
Yeah.
understand both pain points is what it kind of sounds like to me.
Yep. Definitely.
Awesome. So let's dive in a little bit, and let's talk about who takes care of the technology in terms of the team. Like, how big is the team? What's the size like? Let's unpack that a little bit more.
So we have a great development team that manages the tech stack. They're a team about 15 or so, and that's grown over the years. And they cover a wide range of things, front end and back end. But yeah, they're in charge of the technology. Yep.
Is it mostly remote, in-house? How are you guys doing it? We always have to ask that question now.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure you're getting a lot of different answers these days. COVID obviously threw a wrench in everything, and we were all in-house. And then we went to a work from anywhere policy from there. And so, we've got people all around the country. And it's been great. Working from anywhere has been kind of an eye opener for a lot of companies, right? And so
Absolutely.
we're no different in that.
Yeah, it's interesting how that's all taken place, and we wouldn't have thought of that 3 years or 4 years ago, that everybody can be anywhere. I remember being in the IT field in the world and going, man, we can do all our stuff from home.
Right.
Why do we have to be here at the office? And everybody,
There's reasons why. Yeah, we need to see you.
You need to look over the shoulders. You never know what those guys are doing. Yeah,
Right.
but it's a different world, and it's an interesting process. So, what would you say the culture is of your company connected to that? Like, what is the culture? How do you feel that the culture is? How do you guys set up your technology base, and how you kind of get them to be a part of the company?
And I'm going to piggyback on that too and say, has it changed because you guys are now remote?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think that as far as the technology goes, our development team works very closely together, whether they're remote or in office. Just there's so many tools out there to make it really easy for communication. And I was working with someone today, and we popped up a Figma board, which is one of the main ones where you show kind of UI, how UI might look. And it was remote, but it was like I was sitting there, them presenting to me on a whiteboard. And so it's very easy to work remote, and it hasn't really changed much. But just trying to push people to communicate as far as culture wise. I mean, that can be difficult sometimes, and maybe you guys are aware kind of the development personality sometimes is more, keep to their own. So pushing them to communicate more, and but it's been successful.
That's cool.
So let me ask you this then, tying into that statement there, do you think that remote has caused more introverted people to have to be more extroverted?
Oh yeah. They're having to be pushed out there a little bit more. Rather than someone just kind of popping their head around, they have to actually make a exerted effort to make a call and communicate, which it's sometimes difficult for some people. But
right, well, especially those engineers, we know how they like to just stay to themselves, so to speak.
Yeah.
So with all that said, what does it look like? So how do you guys hire? As far as tech goes, what do you look for? What is kind of the process there? How does that work? How does that happen?
We're really soft skill focused, and we've been this way since we first started. So, typically with a technology company, you might have people say, well, you got to have this knowledge and, this type of language and, have this amount of career history. And, that's hasn't been our approach. We've started with soft skills and we work from there. We look for, are they easy to talk to? Are they kind? Are they smart? Are they selfless team players? And then we believe we can teach people anything from there. And then, we just want good people, and then we build from there. Really is how we approach it.
It feels like that's kind of a theme. Everybody we talk to now,
Really?
Soft skills is a big deal, and connecting to culture and being a part of the culture of whatever the company is. It's kind of a thing that it seems like it wasn't before.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't seem to be that important before. Like you said, the importance was, did you know how to code this? Could you sit down and rewrite our code if you wanted to? We don't care if you can talk to a person or whatever. I want to know from your aspect, why do you think that has changed? I mean, why is that so important now that they can communicate with people?
Well, I think everyone has worked with someone that has been a little rough around the edges and hard to work with, right?
Just a little bit.
We don't enjoy that, and we're a small enough company where we get to pick who we work with, and so we focus on those soft skills because we can't have an asshole in there making waves and causing issues because it just won't work, especially with a small company. So.
And why do you think we did in the past? Is it just because there was just not a big enough pool to choose from? Because again, this is a theme. It is a theme that companies don't want to work with people that don't have interpersonal skills. And it's curious to me from the standpoint of a leader in the company. Why do you think we used to put up with it, but now it's like no, you've got to be able to communicate. I think that fascinates me.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting thing. I mean, as far as my career, I typically haven't put up with it, no matter what. So it's just, I don't know. You'd have to ask someone that was willing to put up with it back then. But I feel like you're right. I feel like people, there wasn't a big talent pool to choose from, and they really would just put up with whatever they got. And, I think there's a bigger talent pool, but also, I think that there's a lot of resources out there to learn now and grow more effectively than in the past. And so, if someone doesn't have a knowledge on a specific, code base, they can learn it pretty quickly. And there's YouTube and courses and different, things that they have access to that maybe they didn't have access to in the past. So we're willing to overlook some of the technical lacking of technical abilities because of the ability to learn quickly.
Well, and to kind of piggyback on that, I kind of think that more people have gotten more tech savvy in understanding what it is that they're supposed to do. So I think there has to be this common ground of communication that needs to flow. So soft skills are more invaluable now than they ever were because of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So really quickly, if I was a candidate or somebody looking for a job, and your company came up, what do you think would be some of the highlights to entice me to come work for DDS?
I mean, I think the two main things are probably culture. As an organization, you have one thing that can be uniquely yours, and that's culture, right? You set that, you determine that. You can't control a lot of other aspects within your business, and it can be, very unique. But that's one thing you can. And so we've really focused on that within our company. Again, hiring good people, and empowering them to do their jobs at the highest level. And that's really where we're focused on. We take pride in that. Other thing is we're trying to solve big problems, right? These are problems that have been around for a long time, and no one's really solved them to a large degree the way that we're pushing to. And so
now that sounds exciting.
That is exciting.
yeah,
That sounds
that's a
exciting.
problem.
Oh,
Yeah.
we've got big problems that we're tackling now. That as a developer, that's something that we go, yeah, I want to be a part of somebody
Yeah.
that's got a challenge going on, because it just doesn't feel like there's that much challenge in the world anymore. We're all kind of sitting and doing our thing. We love innovative companies. Everybody wants to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Absolutely. So staying on that same thing, what does the interview process look like? How many interviews do you guys have to go through to make a decision to say, okay, yes, this is the person that fits our culture. They're a good fit for us. Let's move forward.
Yeah, we do a 2-part interview process. And so the first part is more focused around the soft skills, and you're meeting with your direct manager and then either me or our president. And from there, we kind of determine if a second interview is warranted. And then if you go to the second interview, you're meeting with the whole team. And you're going through more of a technical interview from there with the whole team involved. And they get to get a feel as well, right? Like I said, we choose who we work with at DDS. And so we want to let our employees have a vote in who they get to work with. So they're all a part of the process at some point. And but yeah, the technical, we work through technical questions on a whiteboard. We don't send them home with any, crazy homework.
You don't have 14 different interviews with different people.
Yes, yeah.
It's so weird.
That's pretty overkill a lot of times. And the interview process is hard, right? You're trying to make balance in a couple hours with them, but I'm not sure that adding 13 more hours to it will get you any more closer to that.
Agreed.
Some people play up for interviews, and some people play down to interviews, and they're actually the better candidate. But I'm not sure that you can find that out adding more hours to the process.
No, I agree. And I think, for the most part, I think you're going to know within a couple hours of whether or not this person fits your culture, fits with the team. So, yeah, I mean, I think you guys are spot on with that.
And you'll really know after 6 months.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or not even 90 days, I guess.
Right.
Sometimes. Yeah. That's cool. Cool. Awesome. You got another question?
Well, do you want this one or do you want the last one?
Oh, well, I like them both, actually. But so we always like to ask the question, how do you feel your technology is going to evolve in the future? Do you see, what do you see in the future of DDS as far as technology goes, and maybe some excitement, things that you can say? I know some of our companies are like, well, we got some really cool crap coming, but we can't tell you about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are getting this answer a lot. I mean, I think a lot of it is going to be AI driven in the future.
We are definitely getting that answer a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So especially with data, right? So,
Totally.
Yes.
Obviously the more data involved, the more we can make better decisions with AI. And so, for us as a company, that's where a lot of focus and effort is going right now. I think that AI has been kind of up and down over the last 10, 15, 20 years, even back longer than that. But it's really taken a big wave, right now. And it's on the precipice of being, obviously important in everyone's lives. So we as DDS, we need to make sure we're positioning ourselves in a good way with that. And, just self-serve. We've started more as a service company, and kind of doing stuff in a black box for our customers, but we want to be more transparent and give our customers more of control over the data. And so we're focusing more on a platform and self-serve options as a company.
That reminds me. I gotta ask, and this is going off of what we normally will do, but I'm kind of curious, because I think you probably have some big insight with this. Customer service is, everybody knows customer service is important, yet most companies don't really pay attention to but from talking to you and listening, it feels like you really are doing stuff to support the client. Is that a fair statement? And why do you think that is so important to you guys? Because everything you've said, it's about, we can do things for the client that other companies don't do, because where did that come from?
I mean, I think first and foremost, we try and listen. We try and listen to our customers. We listen to our
why? Why do you want to listen to your customer? Who the hell cares about their customer?
Well, I think that a lot of times they got good ideas. And, I think that sometimes people throw them out, thinking they don't really understand. But, you got to be able to filter those, and as a company, listen and take them in from there and make adjustments to your company. If you're not listening to your customers, you've got a really short lifespan of a company, I feel. So
you're probably right.
Yeah. So that's important to us. Just listening and, customer service wise, that's part of it too, right? Not just listening to new products, but listening how we can improve our processes, what adjustments we can make. There's a lot, and it's always evolving. So,
and customers' needs always change. I mean, I'm a firm believer that there is no one size fits all. Every customer has different needs at different points, and it's up to you to listen and understand those needs, and then make appropriate changes to whatever it is they need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, cool. Are you going to ask it, or am I?
Yeah, I'll ask it.
Okay, yeah.
This is a little different, but yeah. So this is a personal question, but where do you think the future of technology is going from a personal perspective? Not related to the job, but what do you think is like on the next horizon, the next big thing, besides maybe AI?
We
have heard that a few times.
Yeah, AI is, definitely on the precipice. I don't know. That's a tough question.
Is there anything that jazzes you about the future? Is there anything? This doesn't have to, have anything to do with your company, but we just like to get some insight that
from
maybe we haven't
leaders.
heard. Yeah, from industry leaders. So is there just something that's standing out to you that you're like, oh man, a car that will go, 2,000 miles is cool? And I don't know. I'm just saying, I just use that as an example. Yeah. Do you see something in the future that excites you?
Well, me personally, I'm a Tesla owner. I own a Tesla Model Y, and I've got the full service driving capabilities on my car. And so, that technology of being able to, hop in your car and have have it take you somewhere is coming, and it's close. Closer than I think a lot of people realize.
I'm super excited. I'm totally stoked about that. Dude.
I mean,
I could get so much crap done if I wasn't driving.
Yeah, there's a long way to go, and there's still a lot of adjustments to be made, but the technology around that is super, super exciting to me. And then in line with that, some of the robotic side of things, right? Like there's a lot of really, really good development. And we've heard about these things for a long time, right? But are they ready to really make an impact in people's lives and push to that point where it's actually impactful? And so I think we're getting there with specifically those two things, driving and then robotic help. Yeah.
I got my sushi the other day from a robot. The robot came and gave the sushi at our table. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'll go take it to this place. It's a sushi place. Yeah, the robot came. That was awesome. Pretty weird. We're like, what the freak is going on? There's our sushi, and it's this robot.
I've seen a couple of those. Yeah, that's.
I'm like, it's kind of cool.
Absolutely.
As long as they don't take over the world, I'm totally cool with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's all how we program,
there's some
right?
concerns with that for sure.
Yeah, there are, but what are you going to do? I mean, if I was an all-powerful being and us stupid humans were here, I wouldn't kill us off just because I'm like, that's a waste of time.
Exactly.
They can be our servants.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Joel, thank you so much for coming on the show. We'd like to just get some quick insight. Do you have any last questions, Brad?
I think we covered pretty much everything.
Any
That's
last
awesome.
words from you, Joel, that you'd like to just give your 2 cents about? We love to give the last word to the guest.
No, I think this is awesome, and I appreciate the opportunity to hop on with you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
our
Thank you
pleasure.
for being open to it and connecting with us. We love finding out what's going on in the job market out there in the tech world and just seeing all the cool innovation that everybody's doing. We love it that you're at the forefront and caring and being
Leading the
really
way.
leading that. There you go. That's the word. So thank you so much for being on the show, Brad. Thank you, and we will thank you for listening to Jobs in Tech. We will see you next time.
Or at the truck rally.
Or at the truck rally.